Hi, everybody. I just wanted to go over something. Everybody's concerned about governments and war and all the nasty things that are happening worldwide. And I just wanted to let everybody know that life isn't that complicated. We all think that life is so complicated, and it just isn't. And we've got there's all these religions and ideas and new wave this and new wave that, but really the end game of life, so to speak, is simple. It's loving your neighbor, and like Jesus taught, that shows and is the outward expression of your love for God, or that God is in your heart, in that because God is love, and so if you're practicing love, then you're from God. And the best way to do that is to show kindness and love to your neighbor and to your enemies and to the people that hate you. I watched, I'll probably put a clip in it today about forgiveness, and that's a daily walk for everybody to forgive. And forgiveness is just a different form of love. And what you really have to understand is that we're purchased with a price, and we're not our own. So we have obligations to God, obligations to our neighbor, obligations to our family, and most importantly, an obligation to yourself and to your soul and to your character. You have to understand that the human body, what we are. We are a temple. We're a temple, and all the actions that we do in a daily life, everything that we do is an offering. Okay, so whatever I do out in life, okay, it comes to the temple. It's from the temple. So it's from the temple, which is my human body, which is God's temple, because He resides here in my heart. If you invite Him to. You're built for it, you're designed for it, this is what you're meant to do, this is what you're meant to be, and you are it whether you want to be it or not. A car doesn't decide that it's going to be a bicycle or a kid or whatever. You're made specifically for a specific purpose, and so all our actions that we do come back, and these are the offered. See, your heart is the offering table to God. Right, so everything we do comes is a burnt offering on the heart. This is the altar, and it burns as incense to God. So if I go out and I steal from my neighbor, that action comes back to my heart, or is from my heart, and is burnt as offering to God. And whether it's pleasing or not pleasing, God will judge the offering. Actions and what you do in this life are offerings to God. Be they pleasant or pleasing to God or defiling to God. All these actions are burnt on the altars of our heart. And that has some pretty big impact, because all these things, it has deep meaning, and it's profound, and it's everlasting, and everything you do or say. And this is why there's accountability. This is why God keeps people accountable, because there's no lying to God. You see, you've already sent the sacrifice up. The sacrifice, be it good or be it bad. I mean, look at Cain and Abel, right? Why did Cain kill Abel? Well, because because his offerings weren't accepted to God, and so jealousy ensued, and so that produced in him the ability to do such a hateful act as murder. And so, really think and meditate about that, because, actions mean everything. That's why God judges us on actions and not what we say or what our intentions are. Intentions mean nothing. What you do and what your life, how you're defining your life means everything. So I would encourage everyone to love everybody as much as they can. A lot of people, you think they're not deserving of love, but that's not true. Everybody's deserving of love. They just maybe don't understand it, or how to do it, or have difficulty with it, because love really makes you vulnerable. So you have to be a strong person to love. You have to be a strong character to love, because it makes you vulnerable. In our emotions, in everything really. It opens you up to vulnerability. But the great thing about that is that in our weakness, God shows his strength. So when people try and take advantage of you and the good things you do and the love you're showing to other people, when people throw that back in your face, when they disrespect it and do that, just know that that God is there supporting you in your outreach, and because you are made vulnerable, and God's made vulnerable to love as well, because we read in the Bible lots that God takes mercy, and mercy is just an expression of the vulnerability and mercy in somebody's heart. Okay, so obviously nobody takes advantage of God, but they definitely have in the past, and we see God's taken mercy from the pleas of people's hearts. So that changes things, and love changes things. And if you ever want to have good relationships or communicate well with others, love them first. That's the first priority. Love them first, and then see what happens from there. Anyway, that's just my short message. I hope I didn't preach too heavy on people, but the message is simple and it's easy. It's easy. It's not hard to love people. Come on. It's easy. Even difficult people, there are things you can find to love about them. There's things in their character, the things they do. Not everybody's, you can't just write everybody off, or anybody off for that matter, because things can always change. Their heart can always change, and some people like to harden themselves, or they play the tough guy role, or they're like, I can. It's cool to be gangster and ruthless and all that, but really it's not the truth. And if you look at anybody that truly has that warrior spirit, if the UFC and all the rest of them, they're all Christians and they're all loving people, to be honest. Be brave enough to love somebody, and be brave enough to love somebody you don't think's worth love, because you'll find out that once you give, you will receive back as well, and it's reciprocated. And when you come into a relationship that is one-sided, where there's not reciprocal love back to you, just know that it's worth it to do it anyway, and you should do it anyway, and you're obligated to do it anyway. So just do it.